Hey everybody, welcome back to Spirit Plays more Spiral Knights. And goes over, who knows. Now, today's topic is Nietzsche. Nietzsche, honestly, he writes so well. I'm probably going to be reading verbatim out of the book, but I can give you my own summary, and obviously the whole bounce back from the Christian perspective, as well as like atheistic perspective, and like humanistic, and bounce it off the common cultural perspective, because Nietzsche himself was a historian. That was his main thing, and he looked through the waves of history. He actually, at some point, he was going to go into the ministry, but just straight up rejected that. He's like, that's not for me. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, Nietzsche's kind of a cool guy. I'll stop. So, Mr. Alec wants us to play Lockdown. You see in the comments there. I don't know if this will sell for this much, but we're going to try. Dude, we're already in punch territory. But we need Radiance. That's the name of the game. But he says, play Lockdown, weaklings. Well, yeah, I feel weak. I must admit, when I fight, it can't be on the book, cat. You can't. That's not a platform for cats to sit. This is a very precious book to me. I read it. There, sit on your little pink chair. You'd be good, cat. But anyway, if I fight the cat that's on my logo, the Acheron Polaris, I basically throw up in my mouth and in my brain a couple times, and then I don't want to play anymore. Which, I think it's like 2 or 3 episodes ago. You probably saw. Anyway, let's get down. We already established nobody buys Drake scales. Alright, I'm peddling. This is like me having a yard sale on a daily basis. Ooh, look at the interesting junk this guy's selling. Merking 101. So we need Radiance, and I would like to go down. We're not going to go into that gate we went to before, because that was just the absolute worst. We will find a better gate. I still want to do the arcade, because now we have like a competent loadout, I believe. Wait a second. Did we get our blaster to level 10? I honestly forget. Spiral Knight's not on my brain. There used to be a time where I would just like, ooh, jeez. Thank you, Java. Where I would literally work. I'd do my job. Menial grunt forklift operation. And I would think, this was back like 2012, 2013, I would think of different variations of things I can make and then, like, dominate in Lockdown with them. Like, for instance, Recon, that's what I used auto target too. Recon, my Sentenza with damage bonus, the stun bomb, so I'd stun them, cloak them, I'd stun them, get them with the death mark, and then with the death mark Sentenza auto target, just like flash in and out with sniper shots and like 4 shot of your average double heart trinker, 4 or 5 shot double heart trink guy. And they'd be like, what the living hell? Because they couldn't do anything about it. And obviously, I'm kind of against that right now. I'm not going to do that. But we're looking for a gun, right? No, just AT's not in me. Is this level 10? It's level 10. So what do we need to make of a lance? Because that is the new target here. My cat is taking my pedestal. We need a plasma cell. Do we have one? We have all this money. I don't know what to do with it. Alright. Plas. We can buy this. We are a winner. We've done it. Come on, buddy. There you go. Alright, we don't need this. Right, do we? Wait. We don't have it equipped. Okay. We have lethal loadouts. Cat, you just freaking... He just shook his head and hair flew everywhere. It's like Christmas in here. Alright, well, here we go. So I hit every button except the one I need. We want our neutrality loadout. Transmutes. Zappy, you're pitching it hardcore, man. They said, look at it. It's beautiful. So we must. It's probably gonna be like this. We must heat this thing. We must heat this thing and get Radiance. You can't sit on my arm, cat. We're having some issues today. I don't know if I like them that much. Alright. I'm with Stella. Kill LD and love Mr. Alec. Oh boy, I could have bought one for 3,000 energy. Let's look at some gates. How much time do I got? Dude, I only got 40 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So, what can we do in the meantime? We need radiance. I want to go to this gate because, like, we are guaranteed a wolver den at the end, which is neat. This is the gate. No, that's not the gate we went to before. Did we go to the Oink Sun? Yes, and then we had compounds at the end. I don't know if we'll make it the whole way down there. So, we could do these. Legion of Almir might give us a few. Who am I kidding? What's a fast gate to go down? I mean, obviously this one. Speedrun it. Well, let's do it. I mean, we won't be able to find the new... Like, the reason I went through this gate specifically was because we were going to possibly find the treasure trove, but... Yeah, what the hell? Let's go. RJ, I appreciate the invite. Fortunately, I'm stubborn. You know what? Let's look and see where he was. Because it might be better than our own party, now that I hit in a loading screen. But anyway, let's get into a little bit of Nietzsche. So Nietzsche, as a historian, like, there's a couple things about him. He actually, I put a book in my lap, and now the cat's trying to jump on the book to lay down. Good job, cat. I moved the book from your pink chair, and that just wasn't enough. He dissects he denies the innateness of the morality being right and wrong. I can't go in there, sorry, buddy. Weight of Darkness, LOA. I would have joined you, Mecca. We can join him. Dude, I'm so almost into this. I can't. But anyway, Nietzsche dissects the value of even the concept of right and wrong, and he puts it up to he attributes it a lot to power. So, for example, we have a as I blow my nose for the 3,000th time. Hold on. Could it be that the majestic animal in front of me, who shed his hair like a cloud of impending dust, might alter my sinuses? I don't know. But anyway, so what Nietzsche does is he goes through all of history, and he looks and he says, well, the underlying concept is the will to power. So you look at all the like, as history in itself as reaches culmination, and as different societies evolve and, like, come to be and then leave, all this sort of power and stuff. They start out barbaric. They started in barbarism. You could see this, like, this is, he's German descent, so this actually is very glaring when it comes to, his own history. You start out conquering, and then from conquering, you eventually lead toward mediocrity, where man starts to, instead of try to get the, tries to go away from the master-slave mentality, starts to value himself a little too much, and starts to look for universal happiness. He rejects this forthright... Wow, Spark. He rejects his forthright, and he just says, it's a false nomer. Like, suffering defines humanity. Every single elevation of mankind has been through suffering. So, to say the opposite is true... Pardon me. Okay. To say the opposite is true, actually, it starts making man weak. Hurts every so often. Come on, Java. I thought we'd get the kinks out early in the morning. We shouldn't be, I thought you were dead. My mistake. Thank goodness for these, like, ridiculously powered weapons. Sometimes we just gotta take a shot, but it kills an army. Beautiful. Dude, I know people... as the guys walk off the edge. I know people who avoid work just like these guys. You see your boss running for you to ask you to do something. Yeah, that's it. The Valerians, good job. And that's just what happens. But anyway, Nietzsche believes that the he looks at his being an historian is his thing. He strongly advocates or goes against the Christian concept of man as value. He really looks at that as like a slave mentality, and that really fits with his whole paradigm that you should, conquering as it elevates mankind. And he really honestly puts a damper on the whole humanistic side of things. Like what's really glaring in like American society is this whole victimhood thing. Like, because you were higher on the victimhood scale, therefore your voice is louder and you deserve more. Like, I also disagree with this too, because I think it's it's a misnomer. You should, just because you have been violated does not guarantee, because you might have very bad ideas, does not guarantee that your voice should be louder. And that's actually where a lot of the if you look at the map of secularism in our culture, that's where a lot. Ooh, I really just want to get rid of you, just you. Let's put the fireball out there, might do something. There we go. That's right, I'm being not racist, I'm being fiendist. Is that even a thing? Can't be racist. I'm fiendist. Not that I really don't like you that much. It's just, I think you need to go first. So the oh, I didn't even see you over there. Beautiful. Okay. Because we get our cleanup weapon. Blah blah. We just dance around Java for like the 3,000th time. We can work against it. It's not SK's fault. It's just, jeez. It's just, yep, we're over there now. Now we're dead. Thank you. Again, and I was right yesterday, by the way. My wife woke up and she stole my internet, and I'm probably right again by assuming that. It's just the way of the world. We pay for what we get. Or, I'm also the product of time plus matter plus chance. Okay, well, this consistent dose of bad internet. That's a different thing altogether, anyway. It's supposed to be a speed run. So the cat, he sat on my notebook now. Just narrating every minor issue I have in my lives. But anyway, I got to get to a point, like, I eventually got to read some of Nietzsche too. Because, like, it's not only the way what he writes about. RG Ghani, I appreciate the invite. What are you inviting me to? Nope. I do appreciate it though. The just not jumping in that realm just yet. Not doing some black cats, but the way he writes, it really hits home. So I'll go over before reading him, which I just lost my page. Lance is level 1, boys. We're working our way there. We don't have any radiance to power the sucker, but we will get there. See, historian observed advanced cultures as they modernized, being taken over by barbaric races. No morals existed outside of the master morality and the slave morality. I mean, that he says that the highest growth came during that times. When he looks upon culture, in the end, this is his opinion. Systems of morals are sign language of the emotions. Now that I can actually jump on. The party is open, right? I encourage people to join. No, we do the 70% mentality, right? Per Bob's thread. Especially this low of an issue. Yeah! One item at a time. 3 years from now, we'll have a whole set of gunner armor. Oh. Hello, RJ Ghani. I guess we're over there now. So the whole emotion thing, and we actually had a in the Christian realm, and some might say, depending upon where you're, what exactly is going on there? Thank you. Where exactly your loyalties lie. I know that the lead singer of Skillet actually kind of voiced this opinion, where a lot of our worship leaders and pastors have jumped away from the faith a bit. In the Christian realm, and It's very curious, and I haven't really looked into this. I just know it's happening. But it's it usually does play on that concept where feeling trumps truth. But feelings are so strong. I'm not gonna ever deny that. Even the feeling to conquer in Nietzsche's realm. By the way, I think the two books I read of Nietzsche prior to even reading this book, is Beyond Good and Evil and The Genealogy of Morals. Very good reads. I'd strongly recommend them. It goes over his whole worldview. They're meant to be commentaries on Thus Spake Zarathustra, which is in itself. We're walking through walls now. Sure. I just can't maintain a decent connection to save my life, but at least the audio comes in. I guess that's a good point. So thus Spake Zarathustra is supposed to be basically a commentary on, the reality of a godless world and being content with the way things are with the master-slave mentality. Is anybody left? No. Dude, this guy's a freaking powerhouse. Okay, let's get rid of this one. And then this one. There we go. Again, I think we're at this exact point where we were talking about pills. More pills. So in Thus Spake Zarathustra, one of the things he goes over is so there's this guy, he does a tightrope walk, and at the bottom of he's a clown, and at the bottom of the tightrope walk, he falls, and he's about to die, and Zarathustra says, "Don't worry, when you die, all pain will end, and there will be absolute nothingness in oblivion." And so, but what gets you is you're just like, at least what gets me, is the man who's about to die reaches his hand up as if he's going to thank Zarathustra for this wise information, as if oblivion is comforting. Now, you have to take this in another perspective when you bounce it off other worldviews, right? In Buddhism, that's what you go for. You're opting for oblivion. You're opting for that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't jump into him. I don't see that as being the most comforting thing that I've ever heard of, and especially when you're at death's door and you're feeling ultimate suffering. I don't know if that's on par with reality. It's on par with insanity. And Nietzsche himself he lost the ability to really use his mind toward the end of his life. There's 3 points in his life basically. It's like preparation, then his writing period, like execution, and then insanity at the end of his life. He's like spent the last 10 years of his life insane, something like that. And he also said, well, that's part of his proclamation was that the 19th century would be the bloodiest century in human history, and the other one was universal madness will break out, and I agree with kind of both of them, actually. Yeah, universal madness, where emotion takes over pressing thought, where regardless of what you know is true, I don't feel like this is good. And feeling trumps reality, and I don't feel like I should be poor. I mean, like it's a quick jump from what could be good, what could be right, into this fantasy land, which it doesn't ring of truth anywhere. You always got to measure with reality. So one thing I can respect for Nietzsche is blatant looking at history and just seeing from my perspective, the evil heart of man, because that is pretty much exactly what that is. You get that one, look at this one. Okay. Still some of the most hype music ever. The synthesized keyboard and I don't know, the whistling flute. I don't know how to describe it, man. It is what it is. Wish I had that bomb. I don't. I have the non-poison version, which thankfully does a lot of shadow damage, I guess. I should probably break out the Sutaruska. I haven't played with that thing in a long time. Should we go all neutral? Probably. We did it. Oh, there's one left. Not bad. Alright, we could probably use a Vitapod now. I know we're only at depth 21, but come on now. Don't worry, I'll hit up some more Nietzsche probably after the you know, gotta focus on the game once in a while. After this oh dude, you gotta sleep on him. This guy is everything. Almost. Yeah, but I do respect Nietzsche's like look on reality. The common value where you descend into this like emotional turmoil as a country. It makes a lot of sense. I could see that in the victimhood mentality. Well, pardon me. I didn't know you were going to use that specific technique. You could see that in our country where the only thing left to do once you've like fairly ascended is to instead of looking ahead, what you do is you need something else to conquer. So you look behind. You look at the old values that actually built your structure, and you try to take them apart. So look at our Constitution in America and how much we're just like destroying that thing and amending that thing. I know he says at some point, like, what sacred games will man have to invent once he eliminates God? He's the guy who popularized the term God is dead. And he's like, and he said if this does break out, a universal madness will also break out. And he's right. And the direct challenge to like Christianity is, or any religion is, you know, so many people are killed in the name of religion that I can't believe in it. Well, the exact opposite is like exponentially true. Like so many people are killed in the name of secularism or government or other things besides religion. Like 16 million apiece in Russia and China. Holy crap, man. Those are numbers that are usually not examined. And the another stark difference between the two is that if you kill people in the name of Christianity per se, you are actually going in violation of its teachings. If you kill people in the name of a government or in the name of atheism, you can actually rationally work your way there. That is not in violation of it. Especially when you go to the whole will to power mentality. If you go to the whole slave master mentality, which is something that that Nietzsche advocates if you want a strong nation. You can see where Hitler gets a lot of his stuff from as well. You okay, buddy? Let me let out a sigh. Well, I'll be there in a minute. Valance must be improved. 70%. We got this. Come on. Double level. I mean, single level is good, I guess. Captain. Coming, buddy. Oh, crap. He has a wildfire. And I lost connection again. Why must you do this to me, game? I think it's like, it seems like it's still working on the game's end, just not mine. Like, I'm not receiving the connection. There we go, there's a Vitapod. Dude, this guy's stuck. We helped him. Thank you for that, Captain Tonto. Welcome. This very natural Native American. We have a cat. I wish I had a freaking cat cam. This cat is sneaking his way into my lap. Come here. This is my quiet time in the morning. There you go. Sit, stay. Good cat. Quiet time in the morning is vital for Master's sanity. He's got like 3,000 other things to do throughout the day. And I do my best to love my day. I look forward to him. I wonder if the guys that work for me have a master-slave relationship mentality. Da 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 da. See me bust a cap. This guy, he's like, yo, point blank, in the face, Polaris. So, are we going to have to deal with a double Polaris round? Well, RJ's doing a good job, I think, of not, abusing it. So we'll see about the Captain Tonto. You use it where you need to. It offers some pushback. It's good stuff. Probably do something like this. See that majestic glide through the enemy. The game doesn't have enough sound effects. We must add our own. Yep, just stand right there while the bullet slowly goes into your face. Anyway, So I'll see if I can read some Nietzsche during the next elevator. Did I just like body block that candle shot? Would not be surprised. Help. Yeah, I did not have. Oh no, a double shot. All right, let's power up. Thank you. Dude, it's been a while since I had this gun. Feels good to have a blaster in my hand again. Yeah, let's just go. I'm cool with that. RJ Gandhi, I'm so sorry. We left you. Beautiful. We actually do need heat. Oh no, here comes the cookie. Oh, God, my frames. Right on the wall, so good. Good job, cookie. I think I'm still a member of the Discord server for Super Dream Team. That's where we met. He's in solo right now. But I think Ajax or whatever, the guild master there. You know, life happens, dude. Not gonna deny that at all. So, you know, games kind of go with that. Oh, that was just good. Alright, let's pop here so we don't die in a hit. There we go. Hey, come on. Enjoy my light. At least we can get rid of one of these dudes while they take care of the heavy work down there. Thank you. It felt good. Alright, where did everyone else go? I feel like we're missing somebody. Oh, they are. There you go. Beautiful. I wish you could name your party. I would name mine the non-Polaris party, the NPP. Gotta develop a beautiful acronym for it, otherwise it just doesn't roll. We did it. What does this do? 100. Ah! How long have I been playing this game? We just gotta. Alright. Revamp. Adapt and overcome. That was not us getting hit. Bars flying off of somebody else. Please. Good. Stay in the light. Right in the shade, the howitzer's head. Oh. Now I'm just getting jumpy. Let's be more calm, cool, and collected, brain. There we go. We opened it up. Dead people freaking everywhere. But this is the music we like for this kind of scene, right? Do. I did hit it. Oh, my frames. As everybody walks off walls. Yeah, I think it's... Hello, sure. I guess I was not having errors with receiving. I was having errors with everything. Right, yeah, again, assuming my wife is on the internet. I'm gonna go check after this. And then read some Nietzsche in my brain. It is like 4:16 in the morning. Dude, there's no way in 15 minutes we're going to make it down to any kind of significant level to get radiance. What was I thinking? Probably should have just done some Vanna. That's alright. Hey, at least we made it. Anyway, you find this chapter on Nietzsche again. Kind of missed it. Let's see. Epistemological problem, theological problem, or the ethical problem. There we go. So he has... Some of this stuff you just got to really dive into. So let me go over his hypothetical reconstruction of the natural history or genealogy of morals. Every elevation of the type of man has hitherto been the work of an aristocratic society, and so it will be a society believing in a long gradation of rank and differences of worth among human beings, and requiring slavery in some form or another. Without the pathos of distance, such as grows out of difference of classes, out of the constant outlooking and downlooking of the ruling class on subordinates and instruments, out of the constant practice of obeying and commanding, out of the keeping down and keeping at a distance, without these, that the other more mysterious pathos could never have arisen, the longing for the continued self-surmounting of man. So, the idea of conquering, and this is very masculine type of thing, and you can see where you can get certain derivatives of like toxic masculinity, which I believe is one of the reasons why football is like in the limelight, because you see a bunch of like what's the word I'm looking for, paid people who protest things. They really don't have an understanding of protesting. They just hear it's bad, or they think it's bad in their own mind and right, and so therefore they take a knee whenever the flag comes up, even though, and that's just historical ignorance. And when you start to degrade this surmounting, or actually you degrade individual, like, ability to overcome, oh, it's me and you, Cookie. Got this. Once you, say we have arrived, and you stop trying to improve, that's the kind of mentality you get to. Like, okay, since I've ascended so much, my values must be ultimate, and therefore I can judge everyone else by my own. And so why even bother looking into the future or to anything else? Why not just, have it as it is? Dude, this freaking... Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, I was wrong. It's not you, it's me. So again, if you don't know the setting I have going on here, I'm sorry by the way. Crap. Let's click back on the screen. I got since we are at the farthest reaches of my house from the Wi-Fi, what I have done is we just walk into a level and there's stuff all over the floor. Thank you, Cookie. You just walk, like, I have a USB extender. I forgot about these things. Like, kind of going halfway into the hallway with a USB Wi-Fi thing, because the original USB port itself has been destroyed. It doesn't work. It's internal. So I just kind of, we got to make do with what we got. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Because if this computer goes, I got no backups. It's the American life. Anyway, what was I getting at? The potential of ascension once you lose this ability. And it gets tougher as life goes on, right? Because you see yourself age, you see yourself get older. You can see the future. Mortality is innate in all of us. And to experience... Oh my gosh, this freaking connection. To deny this is actually to deny reality. We all know what is coming. We are all terminal. I mean, that's one of those questions, why would DNA be this kind of like thing that eventually ends? Why can't we just live forever? This is one of the great mysteries of science. Why isn't there, if immortality is written on our hearts, why is it not written on our flesh? Right? Because once you hit the stagnation point and you get to the point where you're like, I have no longer need to get better, or I am just hit a point of death. Once you hit the retirement age, and just right into his mouth. Good job, me. Once you hit like this concept of like I'm just gonna sit on the beach and not do anything for the rest of my life, that actually devalues yourself and gives you a big like lack of self-worth. I mean, that's in this book, Fathered by God. It talks about that point later in your life called the sage, whereas the kings of the world, those who have established in their own right. Gosh, dude, I have no idea. This is the worst freaking like connection jump I've ever had. Maybe the computer's open downstairs. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to pay my bill, and they're just like, what, we're only gonna give you internet half the time. At least the audio is sort of there. Alright, let's go. Got 8 minutes, Cookie. Got this. Freaking got this. Just a bunch of wolvers. What could possibly go wrong? Forget where I was going at, but crack open the Nietzsche Bible again. But he does deal with a lot of past Kant. A lot of good stuff. Almost at level 4. There we go. So he's talking about virtues here. At the end of the state, and this is where I could see America. Finally, however, a happy state of security results, and the enormous tension is relaxed. This is where you no longer conquer, no longer fight. You hit a point of you start to dissect yourself. Perhaps there are no more enemies among neighboring peoples. Perhaps the means of life and enjoyment are present in abundance. With one stroke, the bond and constraint of the old discipline snaps. It is no longer regarded as a necessary condition of existence and survival. If it would continue, it can only do so as archaizing taste. Variations appear suddenly in the greatest exuberance and splendor. The individual dares to be an individual and detach himself. That's the autonomous nation we live in. And in this turning point of history, there manifests himself a magnificent manifold growth and an extraordinary decay, owing to the savagely opposed and seemingly exploding egoisms which strive for light and sun, and can no longer assign any limit or restraint to themselves by hitherto existing morality. So this is where you start to kind of say you are beyond anything anybody else says. You reach for the abstract ideas which are not grounded in reality. It is the morality itself which piled up the enormous strength which bent the bow in so threatening a manner, but it is now out of date or getting out of date. So that's when they go oppose and go to destroy. We should probably something like cat. I just put my book down on the picture. The cat jumps on it. Meow meow meow. Beautiful. Okay. He's already made it through 700 wolvers. Didn't even stop, just kept slashing. The cookie is freaking lethal, dude. Don't mess with him. Dude, at this rate, we might actually make it to the next level. Cookie's speedrunning it for us. Holy crap. We just gotta make it there in time. That's what I get for reading. But Nietzsche, I recommend reading Thus Spake Zarathustra, because that's the incredibleness of when you're just no, but at the same time I understand. And then his poem, The Madman, where he talks about the outworking of not having an up or down. Who put a you can't sneak up on me from the other table. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, I'm having a mental battle with my cat. Oh, we're over here now. Gotcha. So where he says, who gave us a he's talking about the phrase, God is dead, we've killed God, and he has bled to death under our knives, but who gave us a sponge to wipe away the horizon? Do we now need to light a lamp when the sun's already out? Do we need to light a lamp in the morning hours? What sacred games must we invent? Whoever's part of this history will be part of the highest history yet, because we have killed God. And so to be worthy of this, destruction of God and destruction of the great moral, great ultimate morals and absolutes, this has to be a greater history. It has no choice. If it is not, we must make it. But he also, I believe, it's very tough to, Nietzsche's very true to himself. So he doesn't, the thing about Nietzsche that I can respect, sure, there goes our connection again. It just keeps going in and out today. Who knows? It's, he doesn't live in a contradictory system. When he's taught, so the modern philosophy, as opposed to postmodern philosophy, modern philosophy believes in absolutes. Truth can be attained. That's the assumption. Even though relativism is in there, it's during the modern period, which is basically the early to mid 1900s. This one was made in the 1943, I think. So that's modernism. And after, Nazi Germany, when they saw the outworking of a lot of these philosophies, specifically Nietzsche's, and the manifestos and everything that went on during that time, you see, and that was all secularism fighting itself, right? You have Mussolini, Nazi Germany, Stalin, and then here comes America. With the Constitution being the undermining of the whole thing. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Beautiful. So far, so good, Bob. Again, appreciate your thread. We should probably just change our sword to the voltage. Probably should do a different kind of thing, but as mindless as humanly possible for the time being. In my future, I wish to get a shield. I do understand. We're going up there first. I do understand. Oh, cat. Just sit. Holy crap, man. Yeah, I hear you barking at me. Oh my gosh. He just jumped and like smacked his hindquarters against my face. Good job, cat. Are you gonna be mad at me from up there until you sneak onto my lap again? How does that work? I don't understand. Cat logic, man. Don't try to grasp too much of it. Good job. That time I was talking to myself. Whoopsha. But like Nietzsche has no, like, barely any, if any, contradictions in himself, because he lives with that absolute principle. Like, God is dead. There is no God, and this is the natural outworking. If you look at the history, like, literally the culmination of history, it will happen where, you know, the rise to power as elevated man past that point of the, or at least further toward the point of where he should be. But then again, he does not posit what man's ultimate goal is, besides just the will to power, and the, oh my nose, and the necessity of a master-slave relationship, or a subordinate relationship. Does that make sense? Maybe, I don't know. Freaking Fridays, man. Apparently Twitch thinks my connection is excellent, so to me that says there's a fundamental flaw in the measuring apparatus, which we don't need that. We need this. Do we really need it? Have you been missing work? I don't know if I've been missing it, Bob. Is that dead yet? Nobody? Has anybody not seen Office Space? I mean, the PC load letter kind of thing. It's been dead for a bit. Does anybody know what PC load letter means? Probably not. Besides myself, maybe. I don't know. Oh yeah. Cookie, got this. Freaky Jelly Farm. Poocha. You still got it. You know what? I got 5 extra minutes because I already made my daughter's lunch for school. I'm being a responsible adult. Put a lot of her. Put that first. I went down, made my coffee. And I'm like, you know what? While it's being made, I'm going to do something else and be amazingly productive. Yeah, I'm a dad. But one of the things that denies, again, since kids just came up, right? It denies, like, why would you even have kids or treat them any different than a slave? I mean, once you start having, like, if you don't have any, oh my gosh. Even the slimes want to walk through walls. It's just the thing to do. If you don't have kids, I mean, I understand you're watching this. It's freaking Spiral Nights. But once you have them, and it really gives you a different developmental sense of the world, especially since you have your own mortality, and you know that they are also destined to live the life you've lived. So, and not specifically the choices you've made, but we all have a beginning and a mortal end. You know, I believe obviously in the eternality of the soul, and I think that's written in a lot of aspects, and I think it's, at least from Christian perspective, just for the general longing and the yearning and the historical accuracy of Christianity. That's where my beliefs come from. We all have that longing for eternity. It's in us, and we reference it all the time. And the fact that time itself surprises us sometimes, or any time, like we question time itself, kind of makes you wonder if it's like a fish questioning the wetness of water. No, it's just how I live, unless you're someday destined to be on dry land. So we question time, in the same aspect where, you know, someday we probably will exist outside. What is your deal, cat? Stop knocking stuff off the counter. I'm a rage. Can we go over here? I mean, I see it. Blocked off. Been blocked off for years. Oh well. Kablam! Good, we did it. There goes Cookie. Sailing off into the horizon. Jeez. This connection, man. No idea. I don't know what... It's worse than a weather report. Because at least a weather report has some kind of... you know, cause and effect. I'm ignorant of this stuff right now. Alright, we might be able to find the treasure trove. Perhaps. Wherever Lance. We'll probably cap that at like level 5. Somewhere in there. Double level up would be nice, but let's not hold our breath. There's not much else to say about Nietzsche, man. I've only went half. Like, I've read a lot of his stuff. He recognizes, he jumps on the moral hypocrisy of the ruling class once they start looking, even though they've already conquered, and they ignore their own history of conquering. We did hit the treasure vault. This is where we die, though. But we did get a spark on the way up here. But they start to, you know, the whole barbaristic, like how the Roman Empire fell, right? I think this is good. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We could just go, but pff, does that. You look at the Roman Empire, and like they got so weak because they lost their own moral compass, because they literally started dissecting themselves and questioning everything and giving everybody these rights, mass abortions, mass equality, mass homosexuality, mass violations of anything you could basically think of. Dude, can I just please have like 5 seconds of like me time where I can have a stable connection? Oh, don't follow the cookie. Come, buddy. I'm just gonna walk backwards into them, and that will just work somehow. Really thankful for the Winter Grave. Holy crap. I don't know what caused me to make this one specifically, but you know, it does have its perks, that's for sure. I'm helping you, Cookie. I'm trying. I mean, do they never stop? I'm a little jealous of that pink shield, though. Just a little bit. It'd be nice if they dropped, like, maybe a crown apiece or something. I mean, we're going to get to the point of ludicrousy. Do they ever stop showing up? Is this what people were referencing to when they said, like, the endless swarm of minis? I mean, it's not endless, but it sure does take some time. And I'm guessing we have to kill them all in order to ascend to the next part of this game. Right. Oh, my bad. Did not see him. Cookie with the last shot. Okay, last time we were here, I believe this is just going to be a freaking nightmare, dude. If I can't... Like, yes, this is exactly what we saw last time. We're still alive. Okay. Just good job. You wasted your jump. Okay, 4, so we can survive a hit. 2, so we can run like freaking crazy, man. And then jump. We've done it. And then we're out of pills. So here's where we die. And we have sparks, so we'll just invest the spark in the future. I do not care. There's an alternate route. Did I have to go that way? We've done it. Oh, we brought the cookie with us. This way? Oh, jeez. Oh, come on! Thank you, connection. Now that time, I do blame connection. I can't blame it for all of my woes. How did you get back here, my little man? But I can blame it for a lot of them. Must we? We must. We must. Ooh. Alright, but what we have to do is make sure we control what we can control, right? One of my mentors in my old job, Keith, for some reason I was thinking he might try to get us. Like suddenly the puppy will just become a turret and come after us. My old mentor said you always control what you can control. There's going to be a lot of things in life itself that you can't even touch, you can't even do anything about. And you have to accept that. They're just beyond your power. Hello. Are they a little faster than normal? I'm just not used to that. Hello. Kablam! Oh, he just does not care about me. I'll just keep chopping at him. Meow meow! We've done it. We've capped down on our connection, apparently. Alright, can we... Guess we have to hit this. It's my guess. Oh, it just activates more minis. Thank goodness. Freaking... I'm so sorry, Cookie. I think I've doomed you. Freaking crap, dude. Hey, you know what? But the run paid for itself, right? We were given a spark. We used a spark. And that's okay. If it costs a spark to do this, well, what else are we using them for? I'm wondering if the Grim Repeaters or anything of the sorts is actually worth it, though. I don't know. Do we need to hit all these switches in here? Maybe I shouldn't do that. I do see a key over there. Surrounded by a lot of stuff. Alright, let's go gather this, I guess. Oh, which we have to put over here, apparently. Makes sense. And I mean, he's freaking Jesus, dude. He just walks through walls. What on earth is this stuff? I've never seen this. This is amazing. These are mimics, right? Something like that? Kablam! The first one was not like this, so I don't know if I opened up more. I hope not. I see you. And then you didn't exist. I mean, no, we don't have to put switch. Okay, sure. It's just elevators. I was massively confused. Massively. It's just boxes. I don't understand. That's okay. Sometimes you don't have to understand. Open. I command thee. Oh, this is where the mini boss is. Cool. Well, we do have some sparks. Yes, this is where I remember we use this gun quite often. I remember this. Please, just thank you. Mike can help us out here. As long as we don't shoot twice like a freaking midget. Sorry, I didn't say midget, I said midget. And we'll just keep firing. Excuse me. We will keep firing in there, because that's what we do. Hopefully it... This actually is not that bad. Like, I know they're... Dude, the forums are so toxic. Like a lot of things in this world, right? But, like, that... It's not as bad as you might think. Now, so here's where you gotta measure the badness and the goodness of it, right? If they spent the entire time since 2012 constantly working on the game and this is the net result, well, yes, that would be probably... It'd be tough to justify that they did the best anybody could ever do. But if you take it for what it is, a game we enjoy playing, and they work on it casually or semi-casually or something like that, it is not the worst. What is this thing? I mean, yeah. Hey, I can be damaged. Alright. Who doesn't like that? Alright, we're at depth 28. We somehow made it. I gave myself 15 more minutes. One of the things Nietzsche does jump at, as far as he calls it the herd mentality, where we have some sort of pity for the weak, even though the weak are undeserving of it. And this kind of goes full circle, because we preach a deserved mentality oftentimes, especially in a lot of the narratives of these social cultures we have. One of the reasons the church was so good is because it was a social culture that transcended different wealth and race gaps, right? How often do you meet with somebody who makes like 6 more figures than you do on a regular basis to do the same thing? Not too often. So you eliminate that, and the 2 places you have left are prisons and schools, public schools specifically. So you can, oh no, there we go, beautiful. So, but you take any sort of oh, you punk. You take any sort of ultimate meaning, beautiful, out of that stuff. Yeah, we can do this. Take any ultimate meaning out of the schools, and then you just and where do we put Bibles now? We put them in the prisons. So I mean, that's when you think about it, it's really weird that our culture has decided to do this, and you can't ignore the outworking that the biblical and searching for meaning does have on the individual once he's hit that point of like rock bottom, and you're looking for salvation for the individual person. Like, I can't tell you how many stories there are of people who are actually glad they've gone to prison because they learned this stuff. Like, they would not have learned it any other way. They'll say stuff like, if you knew the kind of person I was before I got in here, you wouldn't want to meet me. The Angola prisons is quite like this. There's a lot of cases of it. I'd recommend looking into it. It's you can take my word for what it is. I try to put a lot of truth inside of me, and then kind of bounce it out here and there. All right, we're splitting up. Freaking splitting up, dude. I don't always have my opinion correct. Sometimes other people see things. One of the reasons I like having conversations valued specifically at like work, because that's another thing that's kind of the similar social class, but at the same time we all have like individual backgrounds, and every man has his code, right? Get out of my face. So yeah, we keep that in mind. Every man, every woman has I don't eat French bread pizza because it's just not me. Too many carbs. I don't drink that kind of soda. It's just you can go to that. I need to read. Hello, Tori Gigi. What an interesting name. It's the Gigi. Hello. You did it. Poor guy. Oh, God. I think your connection is actually cleaning up. I'm coming, man. Give me a minute. We have to go this way for some reason. Maybe it's a shortcut, I don't know. Arjigani. Is there even anything, like, what exactly did this do? That's okay. You don't have to understand everything. It would be nice to get a greater understanding. But if you try to get ultimate, like, we're not God. Like, dude, an older guy, I love listening to sages, people who are like 10 plus, just try to say like 4 words at the same time, 10 to 20 plus years older than myself, because they usually have some, though they might not have the same perspective I have, they might have the same, like they'll have a very awesome way of looking at things. For example, so this guy, we're talking. Why'd you drop the key? It's okay. I'd probably do the same thing. This guy's talking about like people texting at work. You know, it's you're allowed to have your phone, but you like texting while you're working. It's not good. It's a productive facility where we work in a warehouse. Not good. So don't do that. Ugh, but people do it anyway. So he's like, why would you do that? You can't. His words were like, why are you getting so stressed out over your phone? You can't live in two places at once. Don't let that stuff come in here. I'm like, that's actually, I've never looked at it that way. And this was literally yesterday. I love learning, like, getting perspectives like this. You can't live in the world of Facebook and live in this reality of work at the same time. So that kind of goes on the idea with, like, abstract thought versus reality. Everything, when you say, like, everything is okay, well, except for the people that say that everything is okay. What if your next door neighbor wants to kill you and take all your stuff? In reality, well, that's not okay. Why not? You just said everything is okay. Well, accept that. Okay, now you just contradicted yourself because apparently everything is not okay. So how does that work? Oh, everything except that. Okay, so now you're amending your rule to fit every kind of infinite possibility because you have to say everything is okay except this and this and this and this. So it's no longer, you're now just destroying the definition of everything. But like, what do you mean by everything? You mean everything you want to be okay is okay? Anyway, relativism. I just stood there and freaking took it because I'm a man. I took it in the eyeball like that guy who took the knife of freaking John Wick when they have a knife throwing competition. It's my favorite kind. Get out there. Don't take that one like a man. It's hard to take a shot in the foot like a man unless you're Mario. He can do a lot of stuff that nobody else can. Can I just hit you with my sword? Stop shooting. Cookie! Just stop teleporting. I mean, that'd be also nice. I got him. We got him. The collective we. Alright. Almost got it. Thank you, Wintergrave, for shooting the box next to me and destroying your shot. Appreciate it. This is where Java decides it doesn't want to work anymore unless you want to pay me a lot more money. We're almost at the end. We're so close. I can truly feel at step 28. Feel it in your bones, man. My old cowboy hat kind of gives me the, oh, I thought I just jumped right into it. We did it. We need more Polaris fire. Oh, no danger room. That's okay. We'll hit one more level on this. Valance. Dude, we freaking did it. I got 10 minutes to spare. I give myself a good bit of a buffer. This is crazy. So call me maybe. Call me maybe. Is it more neat? Like, I only read half this section. Even though I read a couple of Nietzsche's books. I'll read the other half and see if there's anything different. But like, he just kind of dives into depth of his own. Like he really harps on racism. He says it's okay. The ascending Aryan race. Does that sound familiar? The Aryan race is superior. He goes against like lifting up women. They are definitely weaker. You know, it's all about the ascent to power. In the Nietzsche mentality. Jealous of your extra ratings. Anyway. So I hope that makes sense. For me, Nietzscheistic perspective. But he definitely sees the fallacies of not living your life in reality. If you live a life in your head with some sort of imbalance where you deserve more than what you get, where your strength is not on par with your desire. You have to live in reality, what you can get and what you should get. I mean, they sort of go hand in hand, sort of. what you deserve to get. If you take away value and you just put it to worth, if you're just basically valued based on your worth, well, I mean, you end up with Nietzsche, no problem. We haven't done it. Like, how close are we? About halfway there. Yeah, that's alright. Dude, we did it. I did not, though. The Terminators still freaking existed. I remember hanging out with a guy and his son and playing for a bit till I went, like, off the wall with Rage Against Lockdown. Speaking of Lockdown. They are in there. Divulge. Mecha AT. It's like a pretty cool crew. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so once again, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, click like button, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I usually take weekends off for this kind of thing, give my voice a rest, because I do a lot of talking throughout the day. And then tonight, what's tonight? Friday? Friday is fight night. So I do a lot of talking also. Ooh, the next step for the next prospect of a dealing with the ethical problem of philosophy is from G.E. Moore, where morality is grounded in intrinsic goodness, which is sort of on par with our Constitution. And then we got emotivism from A.J. Eyre after that. So, anyway. Dude, that's not even touching on some of the stories I get to hear at work. Like, we're talking about, I can't remember the artist's name, but he rapped the song, The Devil's Work, and I'm Not Racist. Those are some two deep songs. I really appreciated their value. But a lot of that stuff, it's just basically bouncing a narrative off itself. It's good to have, with these ideas, if you're not talking about them with other people, well, it's basically you're just shouting in the room to yourself, hey, what am I doing? Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, click like button, subscribe. If you want to see more in the future, if you're on YouTube, follow me on twitch.tv/Damon180, and we'll do some more SK later. See y'all.